section 3.3, interpreting the unit rate as slope. Today's lesson essential question is, how do you interpret the unit rate as slope? The vocabulary will be what exactly is unit rate. And the three things that you should be able to do after this lesson is graph proportional relationships, interpret the unit rate as the slope of a graph, and you should be able to compare proportional relationships in different ways using things such as tables, graphs, and equations. So basically this section will be tying together lessons 3.1 and 3.2 because we're going to be using the different strategies in order to come up with the unit rate, or basically the slope. Vocabulary. What is unit rate? It's basically comparing two units. So the second one is equal to 1. We've already been comparing two units. Those units were y and x. So tying in lesson 3.1 and 3.2, we're still doing the constant of proportionality for finding k, which we know also means slope. The formula for k is y divided by x. You could also find y by finding the rise, or using a coordinate by subtracting y2 minus y1. You can also find x by finding the run, or x2 minus x1 if you are using two coordinates. So here's an example tying together everything we've learned thus far to find a unit rate. So as you see, we have a table and a graph. So in section 1, we learned that we could look for patterns in y and x. In x up here, we see each time that we're adding 1. We also see in the y each time that we're increasing by 3. So, knowing that the constant proportionality equals slope, k equals y divided by x, or 3 over 1. This ratio already represents unit rate because the denominator is 1. So our answer could simply be 3, and that would be our unit rate. But I'm just going to keep showing you how else you could interpret this because, again, one of the goals was to find proportionality using a variety of methods. So another method we could do is we could take each of the coordinates from the table. So I have 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9, 4, 12, 5, 15, and 6, 18. And you can plot them. And as you can see, they make a nice straight line, and it is going through 0, 0. And we could use the strategy of rise over run by making that right triangle. Again, we're using the y over here, and it goes from 6 to 9. So the unit rate units, 7, 8, 9 is plus 3 for the rise. And then our run So again, using the rise over run with the graph, I'm finding the same answer I had earlier. These are the exact same. And then the third method, actually I erased some of the things we've already done. Again, all over in heading 3 thus far. The last method, we did rise over run. We did patterns. Using k equals y divided by x. We also could use the slope formula, y2 minus y1, over x2 minus x1 to find the unit rate. So coordinate, I'm going to use, let's use 1, 3, and 2, 6. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have 6 minus 3 over 2 minus 1. And again, running out of room, but 6 minus 3 is 3 over 1. Again, unit rate, I've got 1 on the bottom, and then my slope is 3. Again, slope is equal to unit rate.